Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm
and
Amabel.
welcome back to the final day of this playthrough of Griftlands. It's time, Amabel. It's time for the auction. It's time for vengeance against Cascio. It's time for like a whole lot of blood to hit the boards, and probably some of it won't
Yeah.
even be yours.
So how do you think you've played this game
I
before?
have.
How do you think I've done with this run? How do you think I am doing going into this
You have
presumably boss
you
confrontation?
have grenades. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with you. I think your set of like graphs and stuff is pretty okay. It's like okay plus.
All right.
You probably don't. Yeah, you probably don't particularly need to buy anything from Fish.
All right. Let's do this.
It's quiet as you approach the meeting point, but your trained eyes spot Nadan crouching in the darkness, a finger pushed to his twisted lips.
You hiding from something?
Admiralty ambush on the far side. They're camouflaged, but not good enough. Ain't no way through that's not through them. I need you to distract them. Draw them out so I can get the drop on them. So you can just do what he says, or you can convince him to be the distraction, or you can just tell him to go around.
I can do the distraction. Sure, I'll distract them. You come in blades drawn. Sounds good.
Be smart and careful. There's no prize for being the first one dead.
That's why they call me Sal, smart and careful, Ick Derek.
The surname given to all the indentured workers from the derrick. Grim. You emerge from the shadows pretending to be sneaky about it. You're joined by a smug officer soon after. Looks like our tip was right. Stop right there, Grifter. You're in Admiralty territory, as you damn well know.
Ah, oh darn, you got me. Oh hesh, it's you.
We definitely have had interactions with this guy before, and I do not remember what I was doing for his voice.
No, I did do it. It's been a hot
so
minute.
this is what the thing is now. Ha! I've been looking for a chance to rough you up.
So you see, everything's connected. Everything's in its place, and you're just in the wrong place at the right time.
What the hesh are you talking about? With a serpent-like hiss, Nadan slips from the shadows and eliminates Ashgora's troops. Hey, what? Nadan leaves Ashgora to you. Well, isn't that nice of him? Ashgora will hate you. That's all right. I suspect that's not going to be a long-term concern.
You're mine.
You are in an isolated area. You can get away with murder here. I guess, yeah, we do have to deal with his bully through this battle, at least. But then you can remove that effect. Okay.
Okay.
What have we here?
Vendetta.
Sure.
There's
There's a lot of that going around. Will not panic while he has allies that have not panicked. Not relevant here. And then, of course, the wound from your buckshot.
Okay. Oh, and I have a battle flourish.
You do indeed. I reckon if you fire it now, you'll build it up again in time to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, let's use my 0 card. That's pretty good. All right. No, I don't want that.
No?
I don't want the Doom right now. I mean, not for 3 actions. Not when I have other cards I can play. I don't really need the defense, but getting the counter. Well, no, the counter doesn't carry over turn to turn, does it?
No, the counter won't persist.
Okay. So any of these things, so I might actually want to go with using the Doom because this is 12 damage, I don't want to use his 8 damage yet, because I'd rather use it to make him panic. Or no, I won't, because he'll be gone.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't super
So I
help you to
could...
have the
Alright,
the
so
heal.
I could...
The heal 5 could potentially be relevant, but it's not super likely.
Okay, so I could do like a total of between 15 and 20 more damage on him this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could use this to double the panic meter, which will make him panic sooner.
It sure will.
Okay, hang on. So he's panicking now if he gets 49 more if he gets down to 20. And that'll be if he's down to 40 after I use that.
Correct.
So I just would need to do like 29 more damage. You know, I think it is worth it to do this turn.
One of those sequences was effectively 20 damage, and the other one was effectively 15 to 20 damage.
Okay.
Once again, we don't play cards, we don't play actions, we play turns.
Yeah, well, I was looking at, should I do that? Should that be my turn? That thing setting this up, or should I... anyway, he's going to do 7 damage. I don't have much defense here, but...
And what did he do?
He added his own defense.
And?
Okay, hang on. And counter. Alright. Random debuff. I don't have any debuffs on. Well, I can... Let's draw a couple cards and see what I got going on here. Applying bleed might be okay.
So what's your strategy here?
All right, so now I have some cards in my hand. I'm thinking I'm just going to buff up my defense as best I can,
okay.
Which might be... I might just use the feint and the feint to hesh, and then... Does it make sense to insert this into my hand? So I'm definitely gonna do the 2 defense cards. I know that. Whether I'm gonna use whether I'm gonna use one of the other cards or not, you know, is a. Let me do this. I know you want me to play turns, but it helps me think to get this off the table.
Well, I mean, if you're saying you know you're gonna do it.
Okay, so I only take 1 damage now. That will reset my combo. So...
Well, you lose half of it.
Half of it, right. Okay, so if I do this and get the Rain of Blades and use it, I'm gonna do 5 damage. And that's a finisher, and the finisher's... Oh, the finisher just spends combo, right. So it's going to do 5 damage to him, but the counter will be 4 damage back. So I'll end up taking a total of 11 damage. And it's only doing 5 on him. Whereas if I just leave it... You know what? I'm going to spend this to get the card in my hand and then have it cycle back.
Okay.
So I can use this card again when it comes around. That's what I'll do with this, rather than get all that damage on me.
Okay.
Okay. Now see, this is pretty good. This 15 to 17 damage, that's pretty good. And then he has 29 more. He's gonna do 15. That's not great, but deals +4 damage until played. I don't have any that are 0 cost attack cards.
No.
No. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna use a defense card to try to minimize some of the damage coming in. And I'm gonna use the haymaker to do the 15 to 17 damage. That's a nice chunk on him because I don't think I can get to 29 this turn. I can get at most 15 plus 9, which is. Oh, wait, no, it won't be 15 plus 9 because I will have spent all the combo. Yeah, so I'm going to do the defense card to try to mitigate some of the damage coming in. And I'm going to use the haymaker to do 60. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. I'm going to take some damage, but this is perfectly doable. Uh, 13 damage, huh? Alright, so he's going to do 18, so I want to get him out this turn, if I can. Can I do that? Potentially. Oh, well, the stun gun could stop him from attacking me at all.
It
Give
could.
me some more room to breathe. So that should be the first card I play. And then I'm going to play 2 other attack cards. And if I need to, I can use this 0-cost card to play another attack card to finish him off this turn. So he'll be finished off this turn. Because I think, unless I get the low rolls on everything, I think that will take care of him. So let me.
Well, okay, hold on a second.
Am I not right?
If you're trying to maximize your damage here,
Yeah.
you probably want to start with the card that applies a bunch of wound.
That's true. All right, let me do that one. Let me do the. Okay, and then this does it.
Yeah. What I was going to point out is that you are guaranteed to get there without the stun gun. So maybe don't waste your stun gun.
Okay.
Also, I definitely wouldn't have accepted that surrender. That seems like a crazy thing to do. You're just gonna like live with that guy's debuff on you forever?
Oh, right, that the buff continues because he's still alive. I forgot.
Yeah, that is a wild choice to let this guy of all the people survive. You have killed 7 other people.
7? Have I killed 7?
That's what it says at the top right of the screen there.
Oh gosh, I didn't.
He's just like,
I didn't mean to
if
kill that
letting
many
you guys
people.
survive will hurt me, then I'll do it.
Okay, this one I like having an ambush card.
Okay,
if I'm
all right, but like
what?
that card costs
Talk me
that
through
card
it.
costs 1 and stuns people.
Okay.
I'm not.
No, you're
I'm not
right.
trying to. I'm
You're
sorry. I'm not
right.
trying to steer here, but like it seems like a very bad idea to me to pass up a reliable stun.
See, I'm just used to like, a 0-cost card that starts the battle in my hand that does that sounds great. But yeah, actually, I don't. The problem
Stunning
is
people
I'm
is
used to
like
Slay
getting an entire free turn.
Yeah, I'm used to Slay the Spire, and I'm used to like using a lot of knives. I think it's the knife card where I get a lot of 0-cost things. So yeah, let me get that one. All right, we're going to. Okay, what is impair? Attack damage by this target reduced by 33%. Okay, that's not bad. I like 8 damage though.
Yeah.
I'm taking that.
Also, I think we've seen in the past that a lot of enemies use their first turn to apply some kind of buff to themselves.
Yeah.
Looks like you do know how to use those things.
I picked a couple things up over the years.
Alright, let's go before more switches come sniffing. I'm a little surprised he doesn't have a line for you letting the cop live. Nadan leads the way, and you proceed together in familiar silence. You follow Nadan through the twisting tunnels and find a small contingent of spree guarding a junction. Nadan's here. Look alive, you scabs. It's time to get down to business.
Is this the entrance to the auction?
Yeah, you go up ahead and do your business.
Can I convince you to come with?
I'm not gonna lie, that fight took the wind out of me. But we're gonna hold up tight here and wait for the fireworks to start. Once the assembled hoi polloi panic and make a runner, their shill purses will be easy pickings. Here, take this. Nadan passes you a small device. It's a lock melter. Should open one of the artifact crates. Might be something useful inside. Might help you survive today.
Why are you just giving me this?
If you do manage to take down Kashio, you remember who helped you. Don't give her a chance to get the first blow. Cut hard and fast, and you'll get out of this alive.
What about you? Where will you be?
Well, I want her dead as much as you do. That's why we're in this together. But once Kashio's dealt with, we'll go our separate ways. It's better that way. Won't be long until the bounty comes calling for me.
I'll ask him about his bounty. I know there's a bounty out on you, but what makes you think I'll take it?
Because you've got honor, and you clean up messes. Sooner or later, I'll make a mess you can't leave standing.
I can choose my jobs. You did me a solid. We're friends even.
When you come for me, I won't hold back. I'll fight to kill. But I won't hold it against you either.
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, we're good. If our paths ever cross for the worse, I won't think you a traitor. You live your life your way and it'll be alright.
Alright, thank you. I know you're not going to like to hear this, but thank you.
Why wouldn't I like to hear it?
So you don't seem very touchy-feely?
I just don't make a show of it. You're welcome. You emerge into a dusty back room of the auction house. It seems as though you've stumbled across the storage room for the auction lots. You pull out the lock melter. You have your pick of the artifacts, it seems. You inspect the locked boxes, reading the labels. The lock melter can only open one of these, so you need to pick carefully.
Alright.
Now, we don't have an open battle graph slot, so if you take this, you'll be overwriting one of your existing graphs.
Okay.
Also, there's some items.
Okay.
Ooh, friendly drone, that's neat.
Might be helpful. So I'm leaning, my battle graphs are start with 3 combo, that's pretty good. Skeletal suspension, give defense equal to half your combo, that's helpful. Apply 1 wound to a random enemy at the beginning of your turn. Okay, so burn. Start of your turn, take damage equal to the stack of burn. Deal half as much to all allies. Remove half. Okay, so that's what goes on to them.
Yeah.
Not me.
Right, yeah.
If I was burned.
The you
yeah.
in that is whoever is afflicted with the burn. Yeah.
Okay. See if I knew there were multiple people, this kind of splash damage thing sounds good, but I don't have that information, so it's a little tricky. Macro rasp. When you apply bleed, deal 1 damage to the target. I mean, that's not terrible.
Doesn't really play into your strategy very well, though.
No, it's not very comboable. I do a lot of wounds. Play your next card twice, directed 2 uses. I mean, I definitely would use it both times in the course of a battle if I needed to. And that can help with some of my, higher value cards. I don't know about the combat drone, like what its whole deal
Yeah.
is.
Unfortunately, it doesn't like show you the stats of the drone or anything.
So I'm leaning towards the hologram projection belt
Okay.
because having that kind of action economy thing is really good. I have some high damage cards if it ends up being a battle situation, and I think that leaning to this is probably where I want to go. That's my thinking. Does that make sense?
Sure. Let's say yes.
All right. I'm trying to do the thing where I'm talking through my thoughts.
I appreciate it.
You carefully open the... Oh, that's you.
You carefully open the door and slip into the auction. See, if you were going to read it, you have to say, I carefully open the door. The auction is starting. You can participate and maybe gain an item, or hide in the shadows and hope to catch Kashio by surprise. So if you do some cheeky bidding, Kashio knows you're here.
I'm going to stay hidden in the shadows.
Okay.
I feel like my build is as good as it's good. Yeah.
The auction starts. You let the items pass you by. You're in this for an even bigger prize. And it isn't long before you're rewarded. You get so used to the same few oiled elbows making their bids that new movement at the edge of the room draws your attention. It's Kashio, looking none the wiser that you might be in the crowd. She's confident. Her friends part to socialize with the crowd, leaving Kashio's back exposed. Now's your chance. You pass through the shadows like a thread, weaving your way to Kashio's side.
No, I don't like... I have a sickening feeling right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like this feels too easy. Something's going to happen.
Okay.
No sudden movements.
Your blade presses gently into her side, just below her ribs.
I can't even count as high as the number of reasons I got for wanting you dead. I am enumerate. But I'll still turn you in alive if you play nice.
I knew a grubby little bogling like you would grow up too greedy for your own good.
I hate you enough to almost fall for that. But ain't nobody greedier than you, Kashio. You sold out your wit, your friends, heck, even me. I bet my contract didn't even go for that high price. You could have made more off of me as your apprentice. But I bet looking at my face just made you hate your freedom a little too much.
Seems you're not the only action on the floor. Admiralty guards pour in from the door, roughly accosting some merchants who, judging by the scars, are in fact anything but. You've been in enough brawls to know what's about to go down, but so has Kashio. She thrusts her elbow into the crook of your blade arm, throwing you off balance. By the time you recover, she's got her weapon drawn. But you still have first strike and a bonus action on your first turn, so that's something.
Alright.
The lights go out. You hear the shouts, bangs, and the sound of the great lumen tank under the stage breaking. The emergency lighting comes back on, revealing a ruined auction hall. Well, Derek. Okay. So you have some, you do get to call in down a little bit. He's in the room. He's fucking people up.
220, 200, okay, wow, that's a lot of... Okay, so... They apply one bleed.
She has the macro rasp. You didn't take it, and now
she has the afterburner gloves.
Okay.
She has a sonic pistol every second.
Okay, every other
turn.
That's a weird. Yeah. That's a strange way to word it. Every second of turns.
First time they take damage, you turn, they gain 2 defense. Okay.
Right.
Well.
Well, I can tell you what I would do.
Okay, if I was to play If I was to play the hologram projector with rooted steel, it would do it twice, or
Yeah.
once it's expended, it's not.
It'll do it twice.
Okay, so it'll end up doing like 24 damage. This isn't bad. This would apply 8 bleed. That also isn't bad.
True.
So I'd be doing that twice. The Doom would double the panic meter. Now, right now, the panic meter is at, what, 11?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 22, and then it'd be 44.
Correct.
So that feels
that's
like
effectively 33 damage.
Yeah, and then I got the 2. That feels like the right move. So I'm going to do that, and then spend my 2 0-cost cards, and I have one more action point after that, which could be Serrated Derrick to apply the wound. Of course, apply the wound, then it's going to do more damage when I do these.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start with doubling on the Doom.
Okay.
Then do Serrated Dirk, and then do the 2 other cards. I think that's what I'm doing here. Is that it? No, I'm committed. I'm going to do it. But I'm curious. You said you knew what you would do. So what would you do in this situation?
I would hologram projection belt the Dirk.
Okay.
Because not only does that apply the wound twice, but also I believe it would give you 2 copies of the back half of the knife. So you get Serrated Dirk, 6 wound up, and then you get to apply 3 bleed and apply 3 bleed and apply 4 bleed with your other 3 actions. And you also still get to play both the rooted steels, and you're doing all of that into 6 points of wound.
Okay, that does seem better. Maybe I'm not as committed as I thought I was.
I haven't done the math, right? So that's 7 damage when the first Dirk goes up. That'll eat the sure shot buff. So the next Dirk will be 3 plus the 3 wound. So that's 13. And then the other 2 knives are going to hit for 6 each. So that's 25. The lacerate hits for like 3, which is 6, which is 31. You get the rooted steel. It's definitely way more than 33 damage.
All right.
Yep, it did work the way I thought it would.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now you just go nuts on all that wound. You get to play 5 strikes here. Yeah, wound is my favorite thing for sure. So yeah, that was like 80 damage. Uh-oh.
No.
Enforcer Matrix. Psst. Read what Enforcer Matrix does. Okay, so I'll go home if you kill Casio. Right, he can't bleed or be wounded because he is a metal. He is a metal man. Okay. So it's dealing right now. It's dealing 3 hits of 3 damage each to you.
Okay. Okay. Draw pile. Play defense. 3% chance to stun the target.
And remember, Kashio's taken some counter here.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me start by fighting dirty and getting another option in my hand.
Okay.
And that will help me figure out what my turn is going to look like.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. And that card doesn't deal damage. So yeah, so it doesn't provoke the counter.
All right, and if I use the Dan card on Casio, then I'm not getting countered with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would assume you wouldn't, but I don't know. Wow, 25.
Yeah, okay, that works out pretty
25
well.
and impair. That was nice.
All right. All right. I guess I'm gonna apply the feint to just absorb some of the damage that I might be getting, and I'm gonna try the stun gun. I can use the stun gun on. You can't be bleed or wounded. Piercing does double damage, but he can be stunned. And the stun would just remove the 3 actions, the 3 attacks. So let me try that. That's what I'm thinking. Because
I mean, the stun. If you hit him with the, it's going to reduce that number by 1.
Yeah.
I don't think if the stun lands, I don't think it's going to remove that debuff entirely. Not that it matters because he'd be stunned.
But it would remove the attacks.
Yeah.
And I'm just dealing with the 6 damage that I'm taking 3 of rather than.
And also some kind of debuff.
Oh, the debuff is. Oh, from yeah. So if I try to stun Casio and it works,
I'm pretty sure you won't get counter if the stun works, but that's a coin flip, obviously.
let's try our luck.
Casio does have 9 points of wounds. Like everything you do to Casio is incredibly effective right now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that turned out okay. You know, I take some damage there, but it's not bad. Well, that's pretty good. For the rest of the turn, you know, half of any attack damage you deal. Gain an action. I don't have that many cards, so I have to... Okay, so I'm thinking...
It's a good thing to be doing.
The dress core is pretty good. Gaining counter equal to half any attack damage I deal would be good if I had a way to spend the counter. I'm just gonna lose it when I get hit, right?
No. Are you aware of what word you're saying?
Okay, hang on. Combo and counter are different.
That's correct.
No. This counter have to. Okay. So yeah, the counter I think would help tremendously.
Yes,
actually.
that's correct.
So I'm going to use this to start with.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hesitation was. That seemed like a really obvious play. The fact that you thought that was combo does answer my question.
Okay. Okay, 13. That's not bad.
A smallish 13 counter.
Do I do 10 damage with the piercing on this guy and remove one more stack? Or do I put it on, keep piling away on Casio? It's just 5 damage for Casio, and removing a stack is going to help me.
It is not 5 damage on Casio.
Oh, right, because of the wound.
Yeah, Casio has 8 wound.
8 wound. So that's going to be 8 additional damage. So between 10 and 13 damage. Okay, let me just concentrate on Casio.
And
then.
It doesn't even hit the shield.
All right, I am going to go ahead and just use this.
Yeah, may as well.
And I will...
You want to go up to 20?
Yeah, I'm going to... I probably should apply the 6 defense
I agree,
instead,
that was
but...
probably wrong, but it is fun. Hey, Casio, fuck you.
Yeah, because I just takes care of the robot right there, that's right.
But you would have been... You also were already on lethal on the robot without the extra counter.
Okay. I'm on fire. I don't like that.
It's just a little bit.
Apply 2 wound is pretty good. You know, let me use to draw some cards in my hands. I get more options. Okay. Do this. Kidney shot is good. Like a stun is good.
Yeah, this is a counter turn for Kashio, so stun is good.
Okay, let me discard the Feint of Hesh. So that would remove the burn, but it's just 1 burn
That's
damage.
true, I
That's
suppose.
Okay. So now I have 2 more actions. I can apply more wound. That's probably what I want to do. I'm not seeing a way to gain combo. If I had a way to gain combo, I then could, spend it with the Haymaker. But I don't. So I'm thinking this to apply all the wound I need, and then I mean, this just does 8 damage. That's my best bet, because then it's what end the wound, so 18 damage.
Kashio's too stunned to give up right now. Alright, well, that's a way to end it. Very dramatic. The dust settles. Those that could took cover out of harm's reach. Heads reappear like crabs crawling out of the sludge after the rain. Once you and Kashio threw the first blows, the spree hiding in the rafters made their move. The Admiralty never saw it coming, and cultists fled before their own heads could roll. Never seen a knife move as fast as yours. That's good. Efficient.
I got these blades with Kashio in mind.
Your words come light, but the presence of Kashio's corpse weighs heavy.
Hang on, let me do that again.
Right.
I got these blades with Kashio in mind.
And keep them close. They're loyal and effective. A weapon like that is better than a friend.
Don't know if I agree with that.
Well, you don't have to. See you around, Sal. Remember what I said. I don't actually care about your opinion. Nadan melts back into the shadows. You look down one last time at Kashio before taking what you need to claim the bounty. The feeling you get ain't exactly peace, but it's reassuring all the same. You leave her on the floor without a backwards glance. No more looking back. All right, so you've unlocked the new game mode for Sal. There might be a bit of an ending crawl here. I don't remember if there's a little ending narration, and famously we had some technical problems with the narration. So
the crowd parts to let you pass, and it's only the first of many such exits. You're a rich woman now, and you'll have a reputation to maintain. With Kashio gone, there's a yawning hole where her influence should be. You feel it tugging on you like a hook through your navel. And sure enough, the resources begin to fall into place. Fish's reputation improves with yours, but she never lets on whether she likes it. Naden wields his newfound power like a gavel, making his enemies tremble. Sometimes, a coin or two finds its way to the little folks who need it. Maybe it was Naden who made it happen, but you never knew him to be loose-lipped. You stay still just about long enough to check in on those that matter. But that isn't too long. You have old graves you want to visit, old wounds that still need tending to. There's a life waiting for you in Havaria now. You just have to seize it.
could you, out of curiosity, could you hear the narration that time? Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, she couldn't hear the opening narration. It seemed very strange. So you are unlocking some new, potentially more complicated cards getting added to the pool of things you can find.
Okay.
In fact, you got a lot of XP here. Oh, and a new outfit.
That's pretty good. Okay.
And another outfit that looks like it's the same as the they look very similar.
I'm not used to getting so much from a single run of a game, but I'm not used to a single run being like almost 7 hours either. So.
Also, I mean, without me in the rumble seat, how often do you win? Come on. I love you.
Depends on the game.
I love you. I'm teasing. And you've unlocked a new difficulty, which is the sort of like the more. So you replay runs with the same character. They're different every time because there's like some amount of procedural story generation, even though the overall plot is the same. There's some amount of procedural story generation going on in the like, which people do you work for, which people end up liking you, and how does that combine with which people end up disliking you, and the way people just like rub against each other in Murder Bay. And then also, you're executing different builds and stuff. But in addition to all that, there is another whole story that you've unlocked here. A different character with different mechanics in a different place doing a different thing. And beating that unlocks yet a third one. And so there's, I think there's quite a lot of game here, actually. Out of curiosity, we're not going to start a new run, but how different is the next prestige level? Non-boss enemies are stronger. Negotiation opponents have increased resolve and damage. Bosses are stronger. They have upgraded abilities and have a chance to spawn as a promoted version. Fancy. So yeah, you can see it. It climbs up. There's 7 levels of prestige with each character. And higher levels will earn you even more XP. And there's so many cards to unlock. And also, outfits.
That's good. Okay.
They're different. They're not very different. I don't like the fact that I feel like Sal's like got a very red vibe here, and none of the other outfits do. I guess it's just the one piece of clothing, but it makes a bandana makes a big
it
big
really
thing.
draws the eye, and
Anyway, so that's what Griftlands is. That's what I wanted to show you. There's also perks as you're climbing up in the difficulty levels. You're also unlocking, permanent improvements. More people liking you at the start of the run. Perhaps improvements for pets. You didn't take a pet that run, but I like a pet very much.
I know.
Once per day, drink and eat without any repercussions can be very powerful. So yeah, that's kind of the idea of Griftlands. Before we say goodbye for today, what do you think? What do you think of this?
I think so. I like it. It has a really neat vibe, and I really like the art style. I think the writing is really strong, and mechanically it's really compelling. Having the 2 different decks, the 2 different approaches. I figured by the time we got to the end that it would have to be a fight and not a negotiation. So I started paying attention to the battle more. Now maybe in a future run there's a way to I don't know, talk Casio into, but I feel like I just have to kill her. I haven't only played the one run, but it feels like it has to end in a battle.
Yeah, you don't have to kill her. You can accept a surrender. Right? Like the bounty.
Yeah.
The bounty is a dead or alive thing. You can accept a surrender, but yeah, you do fight. You must fight.
Yeah.
And at the end of each day, you have a boss that you do have to fight. And with most of them, you can do a negotiation first to soften them up in some way. Like, with you incepting the seeds of doubt into that bounty hunter, for example.
Yeah. But but I like having the two different decks and the way I sometimes have a choice. It's kind of like, um, there are games that let you be sneaky and games that let you be fighty, and often you end up having to be fighty by the end. But you can be sneaky some of the time, and it has certain positives. I like the way that the two systems work differently. Like, yes, both have like basically a defense and an offense kind of thing going on, but like the negotiation subsystem with like the intentions and thoughts and whatnot, and the things spin around in circles, is quite different than the battle, and it feels different. And I think that is a really remarkable achievement, because I'm used to things where, if there are two kinds of combat, quote unquote, they're not all that different. But here they do feel mechanically quite different, and I do like that quite a bit. So yeah, I dig this.
Yeah, I really like the places where like the one system spills over into the other. Like killing a couple of people gave you that unstable negotiation card. I wish they had found a way to do more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where your decisions in one arena would affect the other deck in some way. And I mean, I guess there's a little bit more in that, like, negotiations can help you get items for combat, which is meaningful, but I don't know. I wish there was a lot more crossover. I don't know exactly how they would do it. In any case, I think this is really rad. I think everybody should know about this. It is not impossible that we will return to this for another interlude. I would like you to like see each character.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the last Griftlands for the moment. Let me switch over to the credit scroll here. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're digging into something from the list. We do eventually return to the things we say we're going to return to. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.